My father was born in Alaska. He was actually, from what I understand, born in a cornfield. Athabascans are basically inland natives. They're not on the coast itself. They were considered Eskimos, which they really weren't. They're not Eskimos. My father did all he could to make sure that we were brought up really not recognizing his background. If we emphasize that type of upbringing and cultural background, that we would feel some of the repercussions of trying to fit into a normal society. They needed bodies. They needed human beings. And I was at the right age, and along with lots of folks. I went into Duck Pho, and then moved to Chulai, and was assigned to my infantry company, which was 2nd 35th, Charlie Company, 2nd 35th. We were pretty much dubbed McNamara's babies. My father, he thought there was somewhat of a stigmatism to being Native American. As I got older, I wanted to know more, just naturally, on where we came from and how we got to where we are. I questioned my parents on what had taken place. Finally, the government has acknowledged some of what they've done to them as a people. The problem was they had few people who had enough knowledge about what was going on to come back and stylize training just for Vietnam. They didn't have a battle plan for it. It was a mess in the field. We did the best we could, but it was difficult at best to try and just to survive. One of the tactics that the military came up with to try and deal with the North Vietnamese was Agent Orange defoliant that would strip an area of vegetation. When you ran into areas that were massively brown from dark green, you knew that fall had not arrived in Vietnam. Our main water supply was creeks and rivers and streams. With the amount of spraying that went on, we drank it constantly, washed in it, bathed in it. I remember when I first came back, starting to have boils everywhere. There's supposedly a lot of ongoing studies with the Vietnamese themselves right now on their own populations and the effects and birth defects, and God only knows where it'll all lead to. There's not a lot of people who wanted to volunteer. Once you started operations out there, there was the best you could do.